Hi, welcome to the video today. We're on the 14th of September. It is Thursday, it's 9 AM UK time. In a few hours time we will have the ECB rate decision, which is a high impact news event, and we're going to look at trading the euro in relation to the event. Now, in terms of the euro, I've done numerous videos over the last few weeks, so we're heavily bearish. We've seen a big move to the downside. There's still far more downside to come. If you wanted to trade the euro today, I think any bounce would be a selling opportunity. I think there's a likelihood we could bounce, or you could take it on a break lower. I will do my levels of entry, stop and target in a moment. But first of all, I want to go through what the ECB might do. So I'm going to go to this article, which is on a link beneath this video if you want to go and read it. This first picture is a scenario analysis of what the ECB might do and the likely reaction. It comes from ING. Now, in terms of the ECB decision today, market is roughly split on whether they'll raise rates or not raise rates. We're in the camp where we don't think they're going to raise rates. So ING base case is they will. I'm going to go with their moderately dovish ECB, and I'll explain why in a moment. They're going to say core inflation is still resilient, but inflation on track to meet the 2% target in 2025. Everything ECB speakers have said since the last meeting indicates that is their view. Evidence of a more sustained slowdown in the economic outlook is evident. Well, we just need to go and look at the data for that. Data coming out Eurozone is terrible. It's going into recession in our view. Against this background, we see no hike, but the ECB will say fully data dependent for future decisions. So make it data dependent. Now, the reason I think they won't hike is because they didn't hike last month. Now, if we look at the data on inflation that's come out and the economy, inflation data slightly better, economic outlook a lot worse. You know, why hike this month when you didn't hike last month? Let me just quickly show you some economic data. All right, just look at euro area PMIs. They're leading indicators of where the economy might go, and they've all dropped below 50. Data since last ECB meeting, it missed forecast, and the services PMI, which is above 50, is now below as well. Eurozone is looking at recession. Just show you one more chart. This is money supply, the blue line, which is plunged. There's no lending going on in Eurozone of significance to households or businesses. This is the manufacturing PMI. It should follow it lower. There's plenty more charts we could look at, but you get the general idea. Zone not looking in good shape, and worse shape than it was before the last ECB meeting. What about inflation? You can go and read the article. This is on German inflation, but it's significant for the whole zone. Disinflation is coming, or deflation. You can see signs, although inflation is elevated, it is going to come down, okay? So, yeah, our view is the ECB should hold rates. I just want to go back to this scenario analysis very quickly. On a moderately dovish view, ING are looking for 106. We're looking for far lower prices. What about if the ECB do hike rates? ING think data dependent, but hints this may be the peak, as they only see a rally to 108. I think you could go a bit higher than that, but if they hike rates, you'd sell the rally because it'll be what we would say is a dovish hike. Anyway, I'm sticking with the view they're not going to hike rates. We'll see if we're correct. I just want to look at speculative positioning. Now, chart on the right, you can see the Euro USD exchange rate in red. We're starting to come down. On the grey line, we have big managed money on the COT net traders positions. It's really long of the euro historically. Okay, so this position here is vulnerable to a stop hit. Okay, so I think it limits upside because speculators are already heavily long, and could give really good downside potential. There's another chart here on speculative net positions in the euro against open interest, elevated in historical terms. That chart goes back to 2005. So right, let's go and look at how we could trade euro USD. Right, just quickly look at the monthly chart before I go to the daily chart. Yeah, a couple of months of red. We're obviously very bearish of the euro. Where could we go to? 105.50 on these bodies here. Then a round number, I'm going to say 105, which is a big support level. It's where we took it out there, found support, got a cluster of support over there. Just on speculative positioning, we should get to 105. But the real big picture points to a move down to the par level. Okay, so yeah, a lot of downside in the euro, limited upside in our view. Let's go and look at the daily chart. How would you play it? Any rally is likely to fade, and where it should meet resistance in our view is around the 108 level. I think you could actually flick through this level. Okay, if it did, you just sell back through the level. You could sell off it if you wished. I just got a feeling we're going to flick through it. The level behind will be very hard to take out, okay, which is this double top. This is even if the ECB raised rates. We already said we think it will be a dovish hike, because this level is just behind the 109 level. So yeah, you could sell the rally. Let me just draw a trajectory in, which is there. And that corresponds with about 108.50, which is actually the monthly resistance, which is on the two bodies of the last two candles and the tail before. I won't go back and look at it. You can check it for yourself. So yeah, a rally is a sell. What about if we don't rally? Well, you got another round number here, 107. You could just sell through this level, give it a little bit of room, 106.80. If you did that, you place your stop behind the 108 level. So we're looking for a move, yeah, down towards the 105 level, then longer term down to the par level. Now, in terms of this pair, it is a decent downtrend, but this volatility historically is not big. So be aware that volatility can pick up, and I think it's going to pick up heavily to the downside. So there we go. That's the way we see Euro USD. I'll try and do a video later in the day after the ECB so we can see what happened. But in terms of news events, we always have our view of what the pair is going to do before the event. I'm not interested in waiting for the event to come out and then try and trade the price action in real time. I just don't like doing that. In terms of if there could be a rally, is it worth trading? No, not in my view. There is not enough potential. Stick with the longer term trend in our view. Right, that is the video for today. Thank you for watching.